Jonathan Nolan talks about Fallout Season 2, and Sonic 3 welcomes a prominent new addition to the cast. Meanwhile, Spider-Man 4 could be directed by a veritable legend, while Quentin Tarantino has had a change of mind with his final film. Learn about all this and more in this week's KinoCheck News. This would be an absolute sensation. According to initial rumors, Sam Raimi may direct Spider-Man 4 starring Tom Holland. The latest reports from World of Real suggest that the director could indeed return for another Spider-Man movie, this time with Tom Holland in place of Tobey Maguire. The speculation is based on internal sources reporting talks between Raimi and those in charge at Marvel and Sony. Although there is no official offer on the table at present, the possibility of a collaboration is apparently only dependent on Raimi's schedule. The director is currently in high demand in the industry and has been associated with various projects. Rumors have already been circulating on the internet that he could possibly also be involved in Doctor Strange 3, Avengers 5, and Avengers 6. Raimi is undoubtedly a particularly appealing option for Marvel and Sony. After all, the first 3 Spider-Man movies are very popular to this day, and Raimi's venture into the MCU with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness also had a unique quality. However, should Raimi not be signed, Marvel and Sony are also considering Dungeons & Dragons director John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein for the director's job, according to World of Real. They were already involved in the script for Spider-Man Homecoming. Another candidate would be Jon Favreau. After all, he laid the foundation for the highly successful MCU with his Iron Man movies. Spider-Man 4 is set to start shooting this fall. A decision regarding the director's position should thus be made soon. Casting news for Sonic 3. There was already much excitement when it was announced that Shadow the Hedgehog would be making his big appearance in the 3rd installment. This excitement is now even bigger as none other than John Wick star Keanu Reeves will be voicing the character. The announcement was made shortly after Paramount Pictures' presentation at this year's CinemaCon and was later confirmed by The Hollywood Reporter. Shadow, who was first introduced in the video game Sonic Adventure 2, originates from a research program and was created by Dr. Robotnik's grandfather. The character bears a strong physical resemblance to Sonic and is regarded as one of his biggest rivals. Although he often exhibits an arrogant attitude, he is also seen as one of the most profound characters in the Sonic universe. The fact that Keanu Reeves is now providing the character with his voice is likable in many ways, partly because Sonic himself admitted to being a huge fan of the action icon in Part 1, so we can probably expect a meta gag or two in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The movie will be released on December 20th. Nobody was expecting this. The Movie Critic was supposed to be the next and final film in the remarkable career of master director Quentin Tarantino. However, things have taken an unexpected turn. Tarantino has stopped working on the film. As Deadline reports, Tarantino decided not to proceed with The Movie Critic as his 10th and final film. This sudden change of heart may come as a surprise to many, as the movie was about to start shooting and lots of detail about the cast and production were already well known. Brad Pitt, for instance, was supposed to take on the leading part, and action star Tom Cruise was also in talks for a role. However, according to insider sources, Tarantino kept rewriting the script, which led to a delay in production. In the end, Tarantino decided to cease work on The Movie Critic altogether, as the project no longer matched his vision. This is probably somewhat reminiscent of the controversy surrounding The Hateful Eight. Here too, the project was on the verge of being scrapped after the draft script was posted online. In the end though, Tarantino eventually decided to resume his work on the project and successfully completed the film. Now, it'll be interesting to discover which movie will take the place of The Movie Critic as the director's final opus. Initial sources already suggest that the director has gone back to the drawing board and is thinking about what his new final film could look like. After all, Tarantino still intends on ending his career after 10 movies. There's no time for retirement. Following his acclaimed Western crime drama, Killers of the Flower Moon, master director Martin Scorsese is back with 2 new projects to be filmed in one go. According to Deadline, one of these projects is the book adaptation A Life of Jesus, for which the director would like to work with Andrew Garfield and Miles Teller, based on initial information. The 80-minute film will be set in the present day and deal with the core teachings of Jesus. It'll be filmed in Israel, Italy, and Egypt. A biopic about Frank Sinatra is also apparently in development, for which Scorsese will once again team up with Leonardo DiCaprio, who is set to play the lead role. At his side will be Jennifer Lawrence as Sinatra's second wife, Ava Gardner. However, there is one small issue. Tina Sinatra, who manages her father's estate, has not yet given her approval for the project. Should this happen, however, both films could be shot in one go, meaning that a release in 2025 or 2026 seems possible. Sony Pictures is currently being discussed as a potential studio for financing the projects. However, Apple also continues to show interest in the director's movies. After all, Scorsese and Apple previously worked together very successfully on Killers of the Flower Moon. The series adaptation of Fallout is a resounding success and is currently thrilling millions of viewers. Jonathan Nolan and his production team are already busy discussing what the sequel could be about. In an interview with The Wrap, Nolan revealed that a very special location will be the focus of the second season of Fallout. We're talking about a cityscape that is strongly reminiscent of New Vegas from the game of the same name. The possible introduction of the Death Clause was also mentioned. The co-showrunners disclosed that they wanted to save such elements for the second season to add the necessary meaning and impact. The approach of integrating familiar elements from the games into the series while exploring a story of its own was to provide a balanced and authentic Fallout experience. Moreover, Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul has also expressed interest in playing a part in the series. After all, Paul and Nolan already worked together on the series Westworld, so casting him in Fallout is not unlikely at all. This shouldn't be too long in coming. The hype is huge right now. It's time for another installment. The 2019 horror comedy Ready or Not became a minor hit with worldwide box office takings of almost $58 million. Reason enough for a sequel, which has apparently been in development for a while. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, the two directors, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, revealed that Ready or Not 2 has been in the pipeline since 2019. According to Gillette, the script has now been completed and is an absolute banger. However, despite the maker's self-confidence, Searchlight Pictures has not yet given the green light for production. It also remains unclear whether Samara Weaving will reprise her role. However, the directing duo remains optimistic and have stated that, with Searchlight and Samara, they're not gonna let it down. So if you're a fan of the predecessor, keep your fingers crossed. The Monsterverse lives on. While the action spectacle Godzilla x Kong continues to enjoy great success in theaters, things are also progressing in the area of television. In addition to a second season of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, Apple is also preparing a number of other spin-off projects. In a press statement, the company announced that it wanted to work more closely with Legendary Entertainment to further expand the Monsterverse. The spin-offs could possibly deal with monsters such as Mothra or Ghidorah. They did, after all, already make an appearance in Godzilla King of Monsters. Morgan Wandell, head of international development for Apple TV, highlighted the overwhelmingly positive response from viewers regarding the first season of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, and referred to a sequel as a logical conclusion. The second season will once again be produced by showrunners and co-creators Chris Black and Matt Fraction, in collaboration with Safe House Pictures and Matt Shackman. Details on a potential plot have not yet been revealed. However, it could be that the new season is dedicated to the Hollow Earth and bridges the gap between Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. That's it for the news this week. If you love gaming, we're sure you're going to enjoy our movie preview concerning the Ghost of Tsushima movie adaptation. Should you be more into Marvel, our Blade preview might be more of what you're looking for in terms of content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week for more KinoCheck news.